So guys, welcome back to the channel, and I'm actually going to post this on both channels so you guys can see it. I know the second channel is not a tech one, but I just need to spread the word for this phone. I was originally going to compare the Motorola Razr Flip to the Samsung S23 FE, and before you say, Ian, you're nuts for doing that, I understand. I was referring to the Metro deals. They're both $99 as a port. The price tag for this phone is practically $699. You can get it for $500 as a discount. And let's be perfectly clear here, that's not even a discount. The phone should not be $500 as far as I'm concerned. It is very underpowered, and I'm going to explain a few things why, right? So originally this phone was for my wife. I ended up buying for her. She used it under Cricket. We ended up going back to Metro, and I had the S23 Plus. And let me tell you something. I'm sorry, S23 FE. And when I say, when we talk about camera, battery life, screen quality, camera quality, build quality, processor, gaming experience, speakerphone, whatever category that you want to name, charging speed, even though the Motorola has 30-watt fast charging and it does charge faster than a Samsung, guess what? It's because it's a smaller battery and it dies just as fast. Not just as fast as it charges, but it dies pretty fast compared to other devices that are non-flip phones. And I understand, listen, flips are in their own category technically, but they're still cell phones, and you're paying for the technology of a foldable screen. That's all you're paying for. There's nothing special about it. It's not like it has some type of new technology in it that makes it stand out over the others. No, it's just foldable. It's nothing more than a gimmick. It's a cool thing, don't get me wrong, but it's mainly a gimmick. So let's kind of talk about this. First of all, the processor has a 7th gen Snapdragon, I believe it is, processor, and it's probably like 3 years old. So when we think of the equivalent of what it is, for you guys out there that do a lot on your phone, emails, things like that, YouTube, you're going to see significant lag in certain areas of your day when you use this device. Not because it's doing too much in the background of processes, it just is a slow phone. And not to be disrespectful, because I know that, you know, certain companies might want to work with you eventually if you get big enough. It's Motorola, for God's sake. They don't have the best software. They don't use the best parts. Matter of fact, this phone has Bluetooth 5.2 and it's 2023 when it came out. To be exact, the Moto came out, I think, October 17th of 2023, and the Samsung FE came out, the 2023 version, the S23 FE, I mean, came out 8 days after that. I think it was the 25th or something like that. So when you put that in perspective, we can't sit here and say, well, one is Samsung, one is, no. In terms of price, this is a more expensive phone than Motorola, but you're not getting anything for it. You get a five-hour fast charging for wireless charging. Samsung, you get 15. For Motorola, you get 30 watt if you have a capable of it, and that's actually pretty good. For Samsung, you get 25 watts. In terms of the camera, and this is just me ranting. I just want you to understand just how disappointing I am in this phone. You don't even get 4K 60 frames for a nearly $800 phone, or $700 when it first came out. The Samsung S23 will give you, I'm not even doing a full specs. It gives you 8K 24 frames. It gives you Ultra HD, it gives you Full HD 60 frames. You could probably go even higher than that depending on the settings that you choose. It has versatility. The processor is an 8th gen processor, substantially faster than whatever's happening inside of this phone. I can't even imagine why a company would even release a device that's so underpowered for this price tag. But this is what happens when a company uses their name. Because Motorola used to be big back in the day, in my opinion. They're nothing like they were before. They are the skull candy of cell phones at this point, where they overcharge for things that should not be what they are. Like, imagine buying a device, right? You go into a cell phone store. Let me just break this down for you. When this phone first came out, if you walk into a store, you say, ooh, the most affordable flip. That's what they normally go with online. That's what all these reviewers are saying, and they're saying it's so much packed in with the, no, it's not. There is no additional features that this phone has outside of the outside screen. There's no additional features whatsoever. It is no different than you buying a typical Motorola device that doesn't fold. If anything, those will probably have more features than this one. If you look at the Razer Plus processor, that processor is more so around the lines of the Samsung S23 FE. And again, that's not the highest end Samsung device. So you mean to tell me that for $1,000, these guys are basically overcharging you for devices that don't even perform up to par? If you was to do the speed test, not the speed test, but the test for the processor, the single core, multi-core test, you don't compare that to a S23 FE. You go compare that to an A54 5G. That's the category that this phone is in. And I need people to understand that. Now, initially, when I first did the review for this phone, I actually enjoyed the phone. I didn't think it was that bad, because I try to keep an open mind, because I do a lot of mid-tier, low-end products on purpose for people that want things that are affordable. The problem with doing that is once you start going into a different price tag, you got to review things differently. You got to look at things objectively in a different way. You can't be nice and say, oh, well, it has these good features, it has this. There is no good pros and cons to this phone because it's mediocre for the price tag. That's what I have to say to you guys. Now, if you switch over to Metro, right, and you get it for $99 or $199 as a new line, yeah, absolutely. It's a great phone for that price tag. But as a consumer that buys phones straight out for regular price, I'm talking about the people that will spend their hard-earned money for a factory unlocked phone, no, this phone is not worth the asking price. Look what they're doing. When you go down here, it's actually, what's funny? The lag that you see through the screen, this is a 144 hertz screen and you see it lagging on a website. That tells you that the phone isn't that great. But anyway, it comes with a free Bose headphones now, which is valued at $299. The reason they have to package things the way that they are, because even Motorola knows that this device is not worth the asking price. So they have no choice but to sweeten the deal to trick people into buying a phone that they have no idea what they're getting themselves into. If you don't know about processors, you'll buy this, right? You'll use your emails, you'll go on social media, you'll do many different things. And as you switch between applications, you'll see a significant lag in each app that you switch to. Granted, it still moves pretty fast, but you can see all the hiccups in real time the moment you turn the phone on and start using it. And again, when I do phone reviews like the N30, of course the N30 is worse than its phone. Of course certain devices are going to be worse than this particular device that I'm talking to you about today that's being shown on the picture. As a matter of fact, I'm screen recording off of my Motorola Flip right now and as I speak to you. So this isn't just some angry rant from a random guy. I'm using the device in real time as we speak. I gave my wife the S23 FE and I took this device and instantly I noticed every single thing that was bad with this device. Even though I knew it before, it was more tolerable. It's kind of like when you move into a nice place and then you move back out to a bad place and it's like, or you go to a different neighborhood that isn't quite up to par. It's like, okay, there's some good features that are here, but why would I give this up if they're around the similar price? I don't know what else to say. To be honest, I can talk about the cameras. I can talk about the fact that it doesn't have 4K 30 frames, it doesn't have 60 frames in 4K. What is that? Even the Motorola, what was it called? Stylus, G Stylus. The first one had 4K on their camera. You mean to tell me Motorola's idea of advancing is taking away features? You took the headphone jack away. You take the charger in the box away. You take this away, you take that away. You have a phone in 2023 that you're charging close to $1,000 for before the discount. And you have the nerve to use old technology in the phone as if a consumer that's smart enough to understand the difference is going to buy this. Now, again, for $99 as a port, it's a wonderful phone. That's what I got it for. If you're going to T-Mobile and they say the phone is absolutely free as long as you keep it for 2 years, whatever it is, sure, you might be getting a deal because you don't have to pay the price for the phone. But the performance is just underwhelming. Everything from converting videos to on UCut, everything from using Canva, it just, even the screen, even though it says P-OLED, which it's not a Super AMOLED or it's not a Samsung screen, I promise you that. It doesn't feel like one. It doesn't move as smoothly as one. You can tell that the quality of touch in this device is just substantially worse than the other phones that you're used to. Now, if you're coming from another Motorola device under Metro or prepaid, you'll appreciate this phone and you'll say, I like the upgrade. This is not to discourage you from buying it. It's just to say that people like to mass phones and upcharge you and rip you off because it folds and try to act like it's something that it's not. This is nothing more than a mid-tier phone being cast at a high-tier price tag, and don't let it fool you. If you pay $500 for this, I pray for you. If you pay under $500, $300, $200, something like that, you're porting, getting a deal. It is a wonderful device for that asking price, and you're getting exactly what you expect. But if you have the opportunity to get the S23 FE for Metro, do not, I promise you, do not hesitate. Bypass this phone. The experience that you're going to have will be nearly flawless outside of the fingerprint scanner with S23 FE. But outside of that, it's a near flawless experience in terms of just switching between apps. It has 30 times zoom, it has 8K, it has 4K, Ultra HD, Full HD. It has everything that you need. You can use that as a standalone device as a camera, and you're going to love the experience. You buy the Motorola, you're just going to get a whole lot of overheating and a pretty small battery. But anyway, you've been warned. Like and subscribe like always, guys, and I will see y'all in the next video.